You're watching the United Athletic Conference on ESPN. Hey, welcome to Abilene, Texas, and week one of the 2023 season. Football is back at Wildcat Stadium. Can't wait for the matchup. It's Northern Colorado and Abilene Christian. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Zach Carlisle with Andy Penny. Daisy Strine coming up as well. Here we go. I'm glad to be back. I'm excited for the new season.
Hey, Zach, we're not waiting until Saturday. Let's get this thing started on a Thursday night. It will be fun. Year number 2 for Keith Patterson, and after a great first year under his leadership, a lot of anticipation here in Abilene, Texas this year.
Yeah, coming off of a 7-4 campaign, their best in the Division I level, year 2 for Keith Patterson.
And I think that's a compliment, instant credibility to Coach Patterson, who spent 19 years on the FBS level as an assistant, moved to the FCS level with ACU, immediately established his culture, a way of winning, and it showed last year. I think we'll see much of the same here in 2023.
Let's flip the script with Northern Colorado out of the Big Sky. New regime for them. Ed Lamb takes over for Ed McCaffrey, and it's a rebuild here for these Bears.
Yeah, very similar to what ACU did a year ago. Northern Colorado doing the same. Ed Lamb, 8 years at BYU on that FBS level. He's had success on the FCS level at Southern Utah, hoping to rebuild this Bear program. He'll get it started here tonight.
And we get started in the heat of West Texas as ACU and Northern Colorado get ready to go. Let's talk more about it. Send it down to the third member of our team, Daisy Strine.
That's right, Zach. It is certainly a hot day here in Abilene as it is measuring to about 97 degrees Fahrenheit. However, it is about 10 to 30 degrees hotter here on the field. That is definitely going to test the players' endurance tonight as it just continues to get hotter and hotter. It is going to be quite a game here this evening, and we're excited for you to watch. Back to you, Zach.
Yeah, Daisy, thank you very much. And Ed Lamb said it. He's worried about this heat for Northern Colorado coming all the way down. It's about 70 degrees up at Greeley these days, about 100 down here in Abilene. And ACU won the toss, deferred. Northern Colorado will get it. Glad you're with us. Off we go with a touchback to get things started. And under Ed Lamb, we get to see the new look Bears for the first time. And their starting quarterback, Jacob Sermon, takes over.
Yeah, he'll take over. He did get some playing time last year. Not the starter a year ago, but the 6'5 senior out of Bothell, Washington, a transfer from Central Michigan. He'll get an opportunity to take the snaps this year. Had a nice year last year as, again, 52 of 93, 595 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. He'll get the shot. He wears number 3. As you can see him right there, Jacob Sermon.
Yeah, there he is. He's had stops at Washington and Central Michigan. Highly recruited talent as this Bears offense takes over at the 25. And a quick throw. It's tipped and caught and then dropped, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it into the arms of Caden Mises, the redshirt junior. Transfer out of Drake at the running back spot. And we talked to Northern Colorado and Ed Lamb. He said, we're going to mix up a ton of personnel tonight. So expect to see a nice mix in the running back spot and in the receivers. The top passer, thrower, and receiver are all gone from last year for the Bears. And on second down, they'll hand it off for the first time. David Afari comes in as the top running back, and he is met immediately by the new linebacker, Kenton Wilhoit, for Abilene Christian.
Well, surprise here, Ed Lamb right out of the chute. As you can see, our impact players, Jacob Sermon, Jordan Riles in a passing situation. Riles, the UNLV transfer, 6'3", 200. You'll see him in the passing game tonight. Elijah Moffitt, Reese Young in the middle, coming back as the middle linebacker. Had a great year last year with 42 tackles. Elijah Moffitt, he's Mr. Everything. He's versatile for this ACU defense. Passing situation here, 3rd down and 8.
First third down of the ball game. Northern Colorado just 35% a year ago on this down. They will sling it to the outside and a little wide. Trying to get it to Blake Haggerty, the redshirt freshman receiver out of Castle Rock, and a very quick 3 and out, less than a minute in for Northern Colorado.
Well, I got surprised here, Zach, and I say surprised at Coach Lamb wasting no time here to open up the offense. Empty backfield on first down, 5 receiver set, pass falls incomplete, short run, and they get themselves kind of behind the chains a little bit on 3rd down and long. A passing situation falls incomplete. Good start for the Wildcat defense.
Hunter Green stands in. He has won the punting and kicking duties this year for the Bears, and he will send one back. It is a grab by Dax Neese, and there's not much on the return after a 42-yard punt, and now it's time for Abilene Christian to have it for the first time. Keith Patterson, the second-year head coach, their quarterback in his second year as well, Maverick McIver, back for Abilene Christian.
Well, Maverick, a 6'2", 210, as you can see, the transfer from Texas Tech. He's a big country product out of San Angelo, over 2,000 yards passing, 16 touchdowns. Word on the street is he's pretty good. He knows the offense well now in year number 2, and he's a confident guy back there behind center. Look for big things here from Maverick McIver.
As new as it was a year ago, it's that much more veteran this year for Abilene Christian. 9 starters back for the Wildcats. They will hand it off, and a straight run and a good start, and still pushing the pile. Look at this, Jeremiah Dobbins. What a start for the junior out of Lubbock. He's been here for 3 seasons now, and that's a 15-yard burst.
Well, you'll hear this a lot, Zach. One of the strengths of this offense is that offensive line, and yards after contact and a great push by those guys up front.
Why not go right back to him? It's Dobbins again, and he's able to find some space for about 7 on the outside. The starting offense for ACU, we'd mentioned it, 9 guys back, and they love the offensive line.
Well, that's a staple up front for that offensive line, and look for big things out of that crew. Coach Ryan Pugh, also the offensive coordinator, really likes what he has up front. We'll break those guys down as this drive continues.
Pugh taking over play calling duties in his first season, calling the plays for Abilene Christian, slinging it to the outside. It's Tylen Williams for ACU, 6, not 5, and Williams, who hasn't caught a pass in a couple of seasons, is able to get a first down to the 39-yard line.
I like the tempo here early. Really little mix there, first pass. No, they even really like the tempo.
And ACU goes back to the ground, and there's plenty of room for Dobbins. Look at him break tackles. He's been hard to bring down on this opening drive. Takes it to the 26 and a pickup of 13.
Second double-digit run already. 740 yards a year ago for Dobbins. Dobbins was here pre-Keith Patterson. He's been around this program for a long time. He's a veteran back there, and boy, he's off to a nice start again. Already 2 double-digit runs tonight.
Up over 1,200 career rushing yards for Dobbins as he comes in as the number 1 back. Now Banks is in the backfield. McIver's got time, dumps it off. Rovon Banks over the middle, and just taking what the defense gives them. They'll get 9 with their outlet pass. Banks out of the backfield. The defense for Northern Colorado with defensive coordinator Preston Hadley as ACU goes quickly, and it is Rovon Banks. This is quite the 1-2 punch for Abilene Christian. Both are back as we take a look again at the defense for the Bears. And look, 9 returners from the starting 11. Not all of them were starters, so there's some new pieces that they've got to figure out here on this side of the ball.
Well, we knew this coming in, and Coach Lamb would say this as well. A whole new coaching staff. Yeah, we have some returners, but whole new philosophy, new defensive strategy of what we're trying to accomplish. It's going to take a while for these guys to get a feel for the game and this new coaching staff and what they're trying to accomplish in competition.
ACU back to the ground. It's Rovon Banks Jr. as he takes it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. The pickup of about 5. A lot of pieces in the backfield. ACU brings back both of their tight ends. 2 of their starting receivers are back as well. And everybody up front returns for Abilene Christian. They can get a first down at the 2. But before they do, it's our first penalty of the game and our first chance to hear from referee Michael Frayne. Illegal snap on Tay Yanta, the redshirt freshman at center.
Well, we talk about this offensive line. Reese Moore at 300, Alan Hatton at 305, Yanta the center at 350, Jacob Thielen right guard 305. Rafidi Jermai, the right tackle at 320. It's a lot of beef up front and a lot of experience as well.
In the pistol is McIver. He's going to sling it out, and it's low for Castles. the tight end. Closing in quickly was Dustin Johnson, the safety. And third down in the red zone coming up.
First time we'll see MacGyver now, a little pressure situation. First third down of the drive. A drive that started past the 50, so it's been a 50-plus yard drive thus far. But first time, good defensive pressure off the end there on the bootleg. And now third down along after the penalty as well, third down and 10.
And a timeout for Northern Colorado before a 3rd and 10 from the 12-yard line. First time out, ACU with an early big third down on the opening drive. It's 3rd and 10 for Abilene Christian out of the defensive timeout for Northern Colorado. ACU can get a first down at the 2. MacGyver's going to throw. Plenty of time. Throws into the corner of the end zone, and it is caught. It's Rovon Banks Jr. for the first touchdown of the season. What an opening drive for Abilene Christian as they strike first.
Beautiful opening drive, and you'll see the replay here. What a pocket to start here. That's the first thing you'll see. MacGyver had all sorts of time just to stay in the pocket. He decides to scramble to his right, little improvisation, and a great catch on the backside for the touchdown. Wildcats 1 for 1 on offensive series and touchdowns in 2023.
New kicker for ACU, Kyle Ramsey, the transfer from Houston. He will handle the first PAT of the year. And it is a flag first. So just when you think they made sure up some kicking
Ball start,
issues,
number 54 offense. 5-yard penalty, remains to try.
Kicking was a problem for Abilene Christian. That was one of the things they said we have to shore that up in the offseason coming into the year.
Well, I think you're going to see, as you see Kyle Ramsey there on your screen, that is an area that has been shored up. Ramsey, the transfer from Houston, and a lot of upside. He has been a topic of conversation this summer.
So now it turns into a 25 or 26-yard point after try for ACU. Well, and then another flag. This kick is good. It looks like offside this time. See if they decline it. Take the extra point.
Number 4, defense. Penalties decline. The try is good. Timeout.
ACU caps a 9-play, 66-yard opening drive and takes a 7-0 lead over Northern Colorado. Abilene Christian in front 7-0 over Northern Colorado on that opening drive. A 3-and-out for the Bears, and then ACU goes 9 plays and takes the early lead over the visitors from Greeley, Colorado. Out of the Big Sky Conference, Abilene Christian in their first year in this new United Athletic Conference. In this Week 1 matchup, and the kickoff from Ramsey goes out the back of the end zone. We go back to the ACU touchdown to Banks.
Well, the drive was a thing of beauty, and again, on the touchdown, look at this pocket. Boy, Maverick could have stayed in the pocket, decides to go and scramble, back shoulder throw to Banks right at the pylon, a thing of beauty. And man, typically the first drive is scripted. I would say that script passes the test. 9 plays, 66 yards, and the Wildcats an early 7-0 lead.
So now Northern Colorado from the 25. After a very quick 3-and-out in 53 seconds, they threw it on play 1. We'll see what they do on first down here as they start again from the 25, Jacob Sermon and company. They will throw it again. Quick catch to the outside. Jordan Riles, you talked about him as being the impact player to transfer out of UNLV. The ACU defense, there are some new names on this side of the ball for Abilene Christian, in particular on the defensive line.
Yeah, the 6 listed on the 2 deep. Of the 6, 4 of the 6 not even on the roster a year ago. That's where they're thin, is up front on that defensive front.
And it's a little bit of a delayed handoff, an awkward start to this play but fighting for yardage, getting it a couple of yards short, is David Afari, and he had to work hard for that.
Somebody blew up the play. I believe it's Kenton Wilhoit, the linebacker, who shot the gap, didn't make the tackle, but slowed down the play. And already another third down here for the Bears. This one more manageable. The last one, 3rd down and 8. Trying to keep a drive alive here, 3rd down and 2.
Wilhoit has blown up a couple of running plays so far for Abilene Christian. Number 8, the linebacker for the Wildcats.
Empty backfield here, Zach, 3rd down and 2.
It's going to be a throw. Sermon taking a shot down the sideline over the shoulder, and it's incomplete. Boy, thought they had a chance with Zane Zinicola. It's a nice throw, but the boundary was there, and another 3 and out.
A little wheel route right down the sideline, a little out and up wheel route right down the sideline. Boy, put that right in the bucket. That's a great throw by Sermon, but the first step of Zinicola is on the sideline, so it'll pass. Will count as incomplete. Don't be surprised if that one stays at the top of the playlist. Probably see that one. Good execution, just caught it out of bounds, incomplete.
Hunter Green going to punt it for the 2nd time. Dax Neese is back to return it for ACU. It's returnable from the 25, 44-yard punt, but he's erased right at the point of the catch by Murray, and a flag is down as well. And after that kind of muffed reception on the return, we've got a flag on the far sideline. Maybe. So it's a hold on the return. This could have been a disaster for Neese.
Well, there's just a few areas that you'd like to see ACU clean up, and a lot of it last year was special teams. You mentioned a little bit ago the troubles in the kicking game, 8 of 21 for field goals, turnovers in the special teams. Have to keep them clean, and boy, dodged a bullet there as Neese able to get back on that thing.
So just 10 yards of offense for Northern Colorado so far. And so ACU will take over at their 13-yard line for drive number 2 of the season. Wildcats were 7-4 a year ago, their best record since moving up to FCS back in 2013. They will go on the ground. Off they go to the right side. Javion Sunday tried to put his leg in the ground and plant up the field and gets a good chunk out of that, about 5 over on that right side. A bunch of Bears there to make the play. Sam Yangiami Tuani is in one of them in their big number 50. 2nd and call it 4 or 5 coming up. Gain of 6.
Well, again, you talked about there's plenty of names back on this Bear defense. It starts in the middle. They've got some depth at the linebacking spot. You'll hear some of those defensive names: Jordan Knappe, Vincent King, both veterans there in the linebacking core.
More flags. Usually a week 1 thing. You get a lot of laundry on the field.
Well, Zach, ACU is 10 plays in to
5
their offense.
5-yard penalty. 2nd.
10 plays into their offense. Already 3 running backs have carried the football tonight. You're going to see some depth, obviously, at that skill position. 6 runs, 4 passes. It's been good balance thus far for offensive coordinator Ryan Pugh. And again, Coach Pugh, the offensive line coach, double duty. He knows his front 5 really well, and so far the play calling's been really, really good.
We were told they still want to take shots down the field too, so I'll be curious to see how that goes. On the right side, another nice carry for Sunday, the sophomore from Waco, and the transfer from Washington, was with the Huskies a year ago. He's in that 3rd string running back spot for ACU. Impact players on this side of the ball. We had talked about it. McIver, the QB, back for ACU.
You've already heard from McIver. Of course, Reese Moore and this experienced offensive line. He's on every preseason all-conference list at 6'6", 300. And then, again, there's the linebackers for Northern Colorado, Knappe and King, both juniors. Knappe, the leading tackler, coming back. King in his 4th season here with the Bears.
On the ground again, it has been successful so far for Abilene Christian. This time they give it to Xavier Wishart, a redshirt freshman out of Tuscola. And you said it, we're going to see multiple names. That's the fourth running back to Totem.
Yeah, already 4 running backs. It's more of an established the ground game. Everything on the ground so far, but 3, 4, 5 yards every play. Move the sticks, move the football down the field.
ACU already 61 rushing yards. On second down to throw over the middle, the tight end Noah Caldwell, and he's blasted after being held up by Kanapke. And there is a flag by Caldwell. He took a big hit right there. Flag comes out.
Well, that's a late flag that came from deep in the secondary around to kind of where the contact was. I don't think it was where the tackle was taking place, as Caldwell made the catch and then he was tackled, but the flag flew 20, 25 yards from down the field, far sideline in the secondary area, back again to where a lot of the bodies in the contact were.
After the play, personal foul, targeting, 45 defense, 15 penalty, automatic first down. The targeting is under.
So that'll be under review. It's targeting. They called it on 45 to Atelli. Quite honestly, the bigger hit looked like it came from (7-0) Abilene Christian, and it's a targeting review here. That was called against Northern Colorado. It was called on Tuatelli, number 45, right here. Gets stood up. Well, Tuatelli and King both come in to blow up Caldwell, so they're reviewing targeting.
I'm afraid one of their nights is over. I agree. First thought, I thought King made more of a targeting impact on Caldwell after he made the catch, as Caldwell was just kind of a lame duck there as he had a body around his waist trying to make the tackle. But you'll see 2 come in here.
So Kanapke holds him up. Oh, yeah. See, that looks like more King to me than it does.
See another look.
After review, there is no foul for targeting. Dead ball foul will be enforced. It's 15-yard penalty, automatic verdict.
So no targeting, just a personal foul. And so no ejections. Both will stay in the game to Atelli and King. And that's good news for Northern Colorado. They need their linebackers.
Yeah, both of those guys need to stay on the field. Nonetheless, it is a first down, and the Wildcats overcome some adversity. They had a penalty to start the drive, a holding penalty. They started a little bit deeper, then an additional penalty on the drive, but new set of downs here, 1st and 10, their own 45.
Yeah, drive started at the 13. And so a good start for these Wildcats, up 7. Going to hand it off, and that has worked well into the thick of the defense. Tuatelli was in there again. Dobbins back in the game, who had a tremendous first drive for ACU. They left the running back room. They said it during the preseason.
Well, depth, obviously depth up front, which we've already mentioned, depth at the running back spot. You can win a lot of games establishing the line of scrimmage and running the football, and that's what the Wildcats have put a lot of emphasis on here in the first quarter.
On second down, delayed blitz. McIver, they pick it up, and the throw is, is a catch? Yes, Cooper McCaslin, the sophomore out of Hearst, makes this catch.
Excuse me, Zach, give Dobbins a lot of credit. He picked up the blitz that was coming in. As Tuatelli was on his way. Nice catch on the outside.
To the outside again, and incomplete. Looking for Noah Caldwell right at the line of scrimmage. Second down, up and coming. McCaslin, a name that has not drawn a lot of playing time, but he is in his 4th season, number 9 in purple. Makes a nice catch. So 2nd and 10 at the 40. ACU mixing up their tempo tonight as well. Castles, the tight end, goes in motion. Hand it off. It's Dobbins. He stood up, and that's a great play by Vincent King. 4th year out of Denver. He is tremendous.
King there, Joe Brown there, a little misdirection play, counter play. ACU coming back left. Nobody fooled there for the Bears. That's probably their best penetration on a run play thus far. Great job just filling the gap, making the tackle, and now a long 3rd down here for the Wildcats. 3rd down and 9. Might be 4-down territory here, this part of the field, 3rd down and 9.
From the 39. In motion, Markale Jones, number 2. McIver all day. Could go with his legs. He'll take off. Needs the 30. He's got it and takes a big hit. But it's a first down. Johnson hits him as he heads out of bounds. Needed 9, got 10.
Well, not exactly what you want McIver to do, but he can do it. He scrambles out to the outside. He sees the room. Look at that block by Tristan Golightly, receiver who comes off his route. Sees that his quarterback's going to run with the football. Nice block to get it some open field and 10-yard gain.
Another quick throw as they go tempo, but the throw is a little low for Williams, who tries to go to the ground. So 2nd and 10. ACU 2 for 2 on 3rd down. That one a much more challenging 3rd down to pick up, but McIver did it with his legs.
Interesting to see here, as the Bears have played more coverage than pressure on McIver on pass plays. See if they start amping up some defensive pressure, even on run plays, and bring some pressure. Here comes a double blitz.
Oh, and a free rusher. They get it out to Banks. He'll have to make something happen, and he does. Breaks a couple of tackles and picks up 8. Brought down near the end of it, but nice play by Banks.
Well, you see the pressure coming. It's a hot route. You got to get rid of it in a hurry. You get the hot read. Banks out of the backfield, flare it out. He turns a 1-yard pass into a 9-yard gain.
And now on the ground is Banks again. He's already got a touchdown today, and he takes it to the 6. 1st and goal coming up as these Wildcats continue to go on the ground.
Boy, just look at that hole. Holy cow.
That left side of the offensive line. Goodness. Moore and Hatton. 1st and goal for ACU. They took the opening drive in and trying to do the same on drive 2.
A bunch set here. Strong right. You got tight end to the right, 2 lead blockers to the right. Anticipate a stretch play off tackle right side.
They will hand it off. It's right up the middle. Trying to get it with Wishart. Gets a handful to the 3. They may do that a couple more times.
Yeah.
Try to bully this thing into the end zone.
Again, this is establishing will at the line of scrimmage here. Power right set. Castle's in it, or check that, Caldwell in at the tight end spot on the right side. They'll split a receiver out this time, but Castle's the other tight end. Offset right behind Caldwell on the right side.
Golightly in motion. They'll hand it. It's Wishart. He is in for the touchdown. Xavier Wishart, first career touchdown in Abilene Christian. 2 drives, 2 TDs.
2 impressive drives for TDs. Wishart finishes this one off, the local product right down the road from Tuscola and Jim Ned High School, able to get his first collegiate touchdown. Back again behind the big bodies, powers in for the 2nd score, 2 drives for the Wildcats.
Extra point for Ramsey. The first one happened after a penalty. This one from normal distance. And he caps off a 14-play, 87-yard drive in 6 minutes plus. How about the Wildcats? This is a strong start for ACU.
Well, the offense looks so good. Just really doing whatever they want to at this point. Running the football, passing the football. It's a great mix. 14 plays on the ground, 9 through the air. Already 23 plays from scrimmage. Still 2:45 left in the first quarter of play. Establishing their will. They're perfect on 3rd down conversions. I don't know if you could really script anything better.
Let's talk about some matchup history. 2 teams that don't see each other a lot. Send it down to Daisy Strine.
Thanks, Zach. In the history of matchups, Abilene Christian has come up short against Northern Colorado twice, each an extremely close contest. Their most recent showdown was back in 2016, where Northern Colorado managed to secure a narrow 3-point victory at the end of the 4th quarter. This game serves as a reminder of these closely fought games, leaving both sides eager for a win this evening. Zach and Andy, back to you.
Daisy, thank you. Yeah, first time in 7 years that these two get together. A lot's changed in that time. Heck, a lot can change in 1 year these days in college football. This kickoff only about halfway into the end zone, still a touchback, and Northern Colorado trying to just get something going on offense. A couple of 3-and-outs so far.
Yes, 3-and-out series. Did have a nice pass play on that last drive. Pass was just out of bounds on a nice catch on the far sideline. But, you know, the play calling is good. They're going to have to start to establish the line of scrimmage. Have to get some run game going. Really haven't done that. They've tried to get the ball out on the outside, allow their receivers in the skill positions to try to make plays. Just has been unsuccessful thus far. But Sermon will get another chance here on drive number 3.
From the 25. Sermon to throw. Nice time this time. Now it runs out, and he runs into that defense for ACU. Down he goes. Couple players in there. Dorian Plumley came in from the secondary, and he's right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Zach, this is a coverage sack. Just 3-man rush with 1 rusher off the edge, Plumley coming off the edge, so I guess a 4-man rush, but 7 dropping back in coverage. Nowhere for Sermon to throw the football. That's a coverage sack. No gain on the play.
And so behind the sticks of the Bears for 2nd down and 10. They're going to hand it off, try to find somewhere to go, and there's just nothing. Plumley was in there. So many Wildcats. Darius Moore as well, the linebacker.
There's nowhere to go. Look at that. Moore's just waiting in the hole. Nobody's blocking him. There's nobody coming to pick him up. He's just waiting at the line of scrimmage for a running back to come through. Easy tackle, forward progress for 2, but again here for the Bears, 3rd down and lengthy. They had a 3rd and 8 on their opening drive, 3rd and 2 on the last one, 3rd down and 8 here again. Passing situation here for the Bears.
See if ACU brings pressure on 3rd and 8.
Empty backfield.
Jamari Robinson is the one who goes out far wide to the top of your screen. 4 on the rush. They throw it underneath, and a nice completion to Haggerty, and he's got enough for the 1st down, and some positive changing there for the Bears. They needed that.
Well executed play here. 4-man rush for the Wildcats. A little double move that turns into an out. Haggerty able to get a little bit of space and able to turn the hips and get up the sideline. Nice pass and catch, 9-yard gain, and for the first time here tonight, the Bears keep a drive alive. 3rd down conversion, and a new set of downs, 1st down and 10.
Good throw for Sermon. And so you got a team that loses its quarterback, Dylan McCaffrey, their top running back, Elijah Dotson, their top receiver, Travis Graham. I mean, that's a lot to replace in terms of production. And now this throw, and nothing happens there. The completion to Arrington, and Plumley's all over it.
Well, I'll tell you, Plumley really doesn't make a tackle here. Watch, he just blows up this play by blowing up the lead blocker into Haggerty, who made the catch, or Arrington, who made the catch. He just blew up that play by running over the lead blocker. Great play out of the secondary.
Credit Haggerty, I guess, for the tackle or the assist on the tackle. Plumley has been all over the place here out of the secondary for Abilene Christian. Sophomore out of Oklahoma. Sermon going to try to roll him out, and it's too high. Looking for Arrington along the sideline. That play looked like it had a weird start to it. Looked almost like a free rusher off to the right, and Sermon had to kind of roll and make something happen.
I think trying to get the eye level of the secondary to make that first step, coming to the near sideline, then Sermon bootlegs off to the left, but that's a tough play with pressure coming on the backside, especially rolling left where he has to turn, plant his feet, and try to throw that football, and he just sailed that one. 3rd down and long again here, 3rd and 13.
See what Skylar Cassidy, the defensive coordinator, draws up. It's a safe run with Stewart, and he comes left, gets a nice chunk back to the 41, and that'll take us to the end of the 1st quarter. It's Abilene Christian 14 and Northern Colorado nothing after the end of 1. The United Athletic Conference on ESPN continues from Abilene, Texas after these messages. Start of the 2nd quarter in Abilene, Texas, and it starts with a punt. And a fair catch for Abilene Christian from Hunter Green as we welcome you back to UAC football on ESPN. Zach Carlisle with Andy Penny. Daisy Stride down on the sideline as well. 14-0 Abilene Christian. As we're here in the second quarter, take a look at our keys to the game.
Yeah, let's start with ACU, Top Gun mentality. When you have a quarterback named Maverick and all the weapons around him, you go full throttle, baby, and that's what they've done so far. And, of course, fundamentals and execution. Do what you do well. It's the first game. Do what you do well. For Northern Colorado, hey, Sermon says he's starting to settle in, allow your quarterback to get some experience and learn the offense. And, of course, scratch and bear claw. Hey, things were going to be tough, coaching change. You're going to face some adversity on the road. Hey, continue to scratch and claw. The Bears have 3 more quarters to improve.
Abilene Christian starting at the 12. Worst field position so far for the Wildcats. Hasn't seemed to bother them so far. A bobble and an incomplete pass. Trying to get it to Jones on the outside. Never quite had it. Second down.
Boy, really fortunate there. I thought he had it and then dropped it as he came in motion into the backfield and flared himself back out on that left side. Boy, that was close. I thought he had it and dropped it, but fortunate for the Wildcats, they call it an incomplete pass.
Yeah, that is. That's almost a catch and a fumble. That's close. So ACU went 9 plays for a touchdown and then 14 plays for a touchdown. And 148 yards of offense and second down for ACU. And it's Jones in motion, and they'll hand it off. And that has worked wonderfully. And it is Dobbins up to the 19 and third down on the way.
Flood the left side of the field with motion going left, and you hand it back off tackle coming back to the right. There's not a second line of defenders there. It's the secondary guys who are coming up and having to make a play. 7-yard gain, and again here, Zach, third and manageable. When you can run the football, you put yourself in great positions on third down. Here's a 3rd down and 3.
Vincent King on the tackle. We'll see if UNC brings pressure. They bring 3. McIver's going to take his first shot. It's down the sideline, and it's over the shoulder trying to get it to Tristan Golightly. Nathaniel Gillis in coverage. No flags, incomplete, 4th down.
When McIver missed the slant pattern to Jones right at the first down sticks, had to go to his second option, which was the deep ball just overthrown. That's a 50-50 ball. Golightly, a little hesitation step there to try to stay behind the football, let it come up over the shoulders. Just can't quite haul it in. Nice defensive series here for the Bears. They forced 2 incomplete passes and a 3-and-out series here for the Wildcats.
So we will see Grant Nickel punt for the first time for Abilene Christian. And Blake Haggerty is back deep at the 40 for UNC. A chance for some field position and some movement. Might back ACU up a little more.
False start, number 9, offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Michael Frayne might be as sore as some of these guys after tonight's game.
Yeah,
so many times he's had to rotate the arms and make some calls tonight.
A little sloppy.
Yeah, first game jitters, to be expected.
So Grant Nickel on his roster a year ago to transfer from Texas Tech. Came over with his head coach, Keith Patterson. He's got punting duties, and it's a spiral and a fair catch and backing up. As Haggerty in Northern Colorado will take over from there after a 44-yard punt.
The world needs more light bringers and courageous leaders who inspire us, game changers and risk takers who never play small, creative thinkers and God seekers who uplift us. You see, the future is ours to create. We hold it in our hearts. We mold it with our hands. We light the fire within.
Doctors and nurses are the foundation of healthcare, but it takes people from all different backgrounds, experiences, and education with unique talents and skills to fulfill our mission of providing high-quality healthcare, emphasizing excellence and compassion consistent with the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. Join our team of educators, nurses, accountants, pharmacists, environmental service techs, transporters, and more. Be part of something that matters. Be part of the mission. Apply today at hendrickhealth.org/careers.
So Northern Colorado gets a stop, and they'll take over with their best starting field position at the 35-yard line, trailing 14-0 here in quarter number 2. First drive of the period, and Sermon's going to throw, and he runs out of time, and now he's got to use his legs and runs into Kenton Will Hoyt, and this ACU defense has been flying around so far, Andy.
Well, I'll tell you what, Skylar Cassidy and the defensive coordinator, is bringing some pressure, especially off the edge. Plumlee comes untouched. A late opportunity there by Darius Stewart, the running back, to try to pick him up, but by that point the pocket collapsing as well. All Sermon can do is try to improvise. He does get out of the pocket, but still running for his life, and he loses 3 yards. A lot of pressure again coming from defensive coordinator Skylar Cassidy here in the first half.
Loss of 3. And so 2nd and 13, and you figure trying to get some yardage back with a handoff to the outside. And Jamari Robinson doesn't get much, but he gets back to the original line of scrimmage before 3rd and 10 coming up.
Zach, this is a numbers play. You try to get on the outside, kind of a sweep play, get on the outside, 3-on-3, get some numbers, but Jolly just beats the block. We saw that in the first half on a pass play, just trying to get the ball out in space on the outside. Great job by the corners getting off of blocks and making plays in space.
So 3rd and 10. Trying to keep this drive alive. ACU brings 4. Sermon with time underneath. Caught by Haggerty, and he had a long way to go. And tackled in space by Aaron Reynolds, the senior transfer from Incarnate Word, and it's a 4th down punt coming.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Wildcats bring 4. They play coverage, 3rd and 10. They drop back to the sticks, force a crossing route underneath as Haggerty makes it, and a great open field tackle there. Hey, you do what you have to defensively. You keep them in front of the sticks, you make the play, you force another Bear punt.
Aaron Reynolds, 13, coming off of a Final Four, basically, appearance with Incarnate Word a year ago in the FCS playoffs. So it's another punt. It's Hunter Green, and sends Nice back to the 14, and there's nowhere to go as he is met right at it. The tackle made by Carver Cheeks, and a timeout on the field. ACU with the ball, up 14 in the second quarter. Abilene Christian in a theme here of starting back inside their 15 each of the last 3 drives. They start here with a quick throw over the middle. Big play. Tristan Golightly gets his hands on the ball for the first time. The transfer from Kansas a year ago comes in as the top target for Abilene Christian.
Nice little play here. Slant pattern. They missed the slant pattern on 3rd down a minute ago. They go right back to the slant pattern, Golightly the catch, and this is a receiving core, and you can see in the stats with already 5 different receivers with catches. They are deep at the wide receiver spot. And, of course, replacing Kobe Clark, the leading receiver all time for ACU, but this is a deep receiving core. Golightly the catch there.
On to the outside, trying to get it into the arms of Javion Sunday. We got a flag down in the backfield here. McIver was in trouble. Right tackle Rafidi Jirmai called for the hold.
We haven't seen defensive coordinator Preston Hadley draw up pressure very much, but oh yeah, there's a hold. Big hold there, and it got caught. Jirmai with the holding penalty. If there has been a downside here in the first half, it's been the yellow flag on the Wildcats, predominantly on this offensive unit. And they'll be behind the sticks here now, 1st down and 20.
Back at the 25-yard line. After that 23-yard gain to Golightly, ACU looking for something quick. They'll get it into the arms of Blaine Taylor, his first catch of the game, and he provides that length. You got big targets, Golightly and Taylor. That's a nice gain of 13 to get them back where they need to be. 2nd and 7.
Taylor at 6'5", Golightly at 6'4", the two guys you've seen on the last two catches. A lot of length, a lot of speed.
2nd down, McIver to throw again. Looking outside, Castles has it. He's free down the sideline. Rumbles inside the 40 to the 38. It's a pickup of 24.
And that's a tight window. Look at that window. Right on the sideline, right on the hip. Great catch by Castles, able to turn it up the sideline. 3 consecutive double-digit pass plays. Wildcats moving the football.
Castles, that big one, he was named the starting tight end, the sophomore out of Wichita Falls. ACU to the ground, little trickery. They get it, McCaslin on the reverse and all over it to the Bears, and there's a flag down in the secondary as well. Chasing it down, Nathaniel Gillis. We've got Laundry. With the flag thrown out of the secondary. Might be on Northern Colorado. Is this a defensive hold of sorts?
I didn't see it. It's an unusual position for that flag to come again out of the
On a run
secondary
play.
on a misdirection run play. But all the Wildcats pointing the way of the Bears.
It's a face mask.
Yep, there it was. Reese Moore was pulling out to the left. Tywan Harris grabbed him by the face mask to try to keep him at arm's length and get around him to make the tackle, which he does. Yeah, Harris makes that tackle, but had Reese Moore by the face mask and got caught.
So the face mask moves it to the 23. And this drive continues for ACU, already up 14 here, approaching the middle of the 2nd quarter.
Zach Maverick McIver's gone over 100 yards passing now, 9 of 14, 106 yards, 7 different Wildcats with a reception out of those 9 completions.
Spreading the love, not afraid to throw it to the backside of the backfield as well. Pistol formation here. The running back Javion Sunday, and they go quick throw to the outside, Markale Jones. One of the newcomers, the Memphis transfer. Gets it for 3. That speedster target at 5'9".
Well, this has been a passing drive. Established the run game. They established the run game there in the 1st quarter, and now stretching the field a little bit with good pass protection and allowing Maverick to survey the field and throw the football down the field a little.
ACU in the red zone, hands it off. It's Sunday. He is coming right, breaks a couple of tackles. Boy, these running backs are hard to bring down, aren't they? Look at this, carrying all of the Bears right near the marker. He's got a 1st down, it appears, to the 12.
That'll keep you on the field. Watch this sidestep. Whoop, right there, double. 2 guys coming right at him. He sidesteps both, and then a leg drive.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Look at
this.
That. Wow.
Wow.
That'll earn you some playing time, extra PT.
Eventually, Frankie Morales and about 6 others brought him down. Big time run. 1st and 10. Why not? Go right back to Sunday. Gets a cut. He will walk in for the touchdown. Welcome to Abilene Christian. Javion Sunday takes it home for 6.
Hey, reward the guy who got you down there on the play before. Give him the football again. Stretch play going to the right. And well, there is all sorts of talent, Zach, on this offensive side for ACU. It is deep. It is impressive. 3 touchdowns and 4 drives thus far tonight.
A big time play by Javion Sunday, the sophomore from Waco, Texas. Ramsey for the extra point. 21-0 Abilene Christian, a 7-play, 87-yard drive. Sunday takes it home. ACU up 21.
Egbo, star student athlete and proud ACU Wildcat.
Hey Wildcat students and fans, it's Anthony Egbo. I'm excited to tell you guys about a fantastic opportunity with First Financial Bank. Did you know that First Financial Bank is giving away $1,000 towards fall and spring tuition? Yeah, you heard right.
Whether you're a student or a proud parent, any use of the First Financial Bank Visa debit card enters you to win big and make those college dreams a reality.
Head on over to First Financial Bank today, and who knows, you just might be the lucky winner.
No purchase necessary. For official rules and information, including other ways to enter, visit ffin.com/tuition-sweepstakes.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
ACUTV is really special because you have an opportunity to dive in and to get started day one.
You could start out on camera or you could start out in the studio, but if you want to direct or if you want to TD or if you want to operate cameras or do replays, you have the opportunity to do all of that and learn.
If you have any love or any interest in TV or just really want to find a community of people who want to work hard and follow their passions, that's what ACUTV is.
Abilene Christian up 21-0 here in the first half. Quarterbacks are playing well too. Let's say hello to Daisy.
Thanks, guys. Leading the Wildcats tonight, starting quarterback Maverick McIver is a junior pro-style quarterback. He has a presence that is nothing short of impactful. Last season, McIver showcased his cannon of an arm with over a 60% completion rate. McIver's impact was felt throughout the season as he took the field in 10 games, demonstrating his consistency and dedication to the game. He has continued to prove himself tonight, continuing to drive the ball, starting the season off strong for the Wildcats. Zach, back to you.
Daisy, thank you. Yeah, look at the quarterbacks here, and really, it's just all Abilene Christian in general right now. Every category, they are dominating plays, yards, time of possession, all of it. The Wildcats look great.
I think it's play calling. I think it's execution of plays. Maverick, as you saw, 10 of 15 through the air. 8 different receivers with catches out of 10 completions here in the first half. So how do you, as a defense, how do you key on one man? How do you key on two men? You can't. 8 different receivers already with receptions tonight. Beautiful play calling on the offensive side. Beautiful execution of the play calling thus far, too.
What a difference year 1 to year 2 makes in terms of preparation and plays and getting in and out of huddles and just all of the stuff that comes with playing this game, all the logistics. I mean, ACU just looks so comfortable with so many guys back and the coaching staff back as well.
And I was about to say that. You can see the difference right now between Northern Colorado and the Bears and Coach Lamb implementing a new system versus Coach Patterson and his staff here at ACU now in year number 2. They've had a full spring, they've had a full season, and now a second full spring with returners who understand the concepts, they understand what a coaching staff is trying to accomplish, and now they're doing it full throttle. Northern Colorado will get there, but a learning curve and some early growing pains here in Abilene tonight.
Northern Colorado on the ground to try to get this drive going, trying to get David Afari going. He was named the starting running back, the junior out of Cincinnati, in his second year with the Bears, and he started his collegiate career at Miami of Ohio. They would love to get him going on the ground because he's going to be their top back this season.
Well, I think, Zach, this might be an establish the run type of drive. Kind of opened the playbook, first 4 series for Sermon and the offense, but maybe an establish the drive, eat some clock, allow your defense to stay on the sideline. 32 offensive plays for ACU, just 16 now for Northern Colorado.
2-1 in time of possession as well, and Sermon's going to go quickly to the outside, and ACU blows that up. They get it to Zenicola, but Elijah Moffitt, the leading tackler from a year ago, makes his first big play in the secondary.
And I think this is the 3rd time now we've seen it on the outside, trying to play in a numbers game on the outside, get the ball to the sideline in a hurry, 3-on-3. If you establish a few blocks, you got a chance to turn a quick pass into a 5 or 10 yard gain. But for the 3rd time, ACU has blown up a quick route on the outside, just nowhere to go, and it's lengthy again. It was 2nd down and 5, but this one goes the wrong direction. Now 3rd down and 7.
2nd and 5.
Zach, there was a penalty there, legal shift on the Bears, but penalty is declined, so now 3rd down and 7 coming up.
There we go. They had not switched that over, so that'll be what it is. Decline it, 3rd and long, 3rd and 7. And Northern Colorado 1 for 5 on 3rd down tonight. Like you said, give your defense a break a little bit. See if they can pick up the yardage here. They will fake it and toss it to the outside of Afari. Breaking tackles. Nice big play down the sideline to Afari. They needed that 18 big yards on 3rd down.
Well-designed play, too. Well, I lost the football. I thought they handed it off up the middle. You'll see here, great misdirection. That little option pitch, get Afari on the outside. Good lead blocker up the field. Gets him up the field for a big-time 3rd down conversion. And a 1st down here for the Bears, their 2nd of the night.
Broke the tackle of Darius Moore and Patrick Jolly and keeps it alive as they try to get on the ACU side of the 50. 1st and 10. Off the fake. Sermon. Time. Oh, and he's hit. And the ball, is this a live ball? No, it's incomplete. Signal from the back. Plumlee comes in to scoop it up, but they will call it incomplete. Kirby Cohealy blows it up as that pocket collapsed pretty quickly.
Well, it sure did. Cohealy came out of nowhere off the edge. Look out, blind side. Sermon never saw it coming. Bears were going to try to stretch the field there at the deep post route. Cohealy blows it up before Sermon can get rid of the football.
And the arm was coming forward, so an incomplete pass, 2nd down.
Bears starting to implement some motion, some misdirection here the last few plays. Try to keep the linebackers at bay.
Off the fake, into the flat. Good play call. They get it out to the tight end, Kyle Helbig, the redshirt junior out of Broomfield, Colorado.
And again, Zach, to go back to the point I was just making, the first few series we saw empty backfields, which gives away a pass. Not much motion into the backfield, not much play action. Here the last few 3-4 plays, we've seen a lot more of that. Motion into the backfield or across the formation, misdirection, play action. Try to buy some time for Sermon to make some decisions back there.
3rd and 5 at the ACU 47. Trying to get into the scoring yardage here, and it's Sermon going to keep it and slide. Great decision. Maybe a design run for Sermon there. He gets enough for the 1st.
I don't know if that was by design. I don't think it was, but a great job of recognition there. 5 linemen, 5 receivers. So ACU brought 1 linebacker. It was 5-on-5 at the line of scrimmage, and that makes it a play in the middle where the spy has to make the tackle, and Sermon able to get to the outside, get enough room, and get a slide. And two first downs now. This is the most effective drive the Bears have had tonight.
16 plays run coming into the drive. 7th play of this drive from the 41. ACU brings 4. Sermon too wide, trying to get it to Afari out of the backfield. 2nd and 10.
Well, that's coming up. Sermon would like to have that one back. He had a good pocket there. They'd set up the screen well in the right flat. Too much air, and he sailed it incomplete.
2nd and 10 as they get closer towards maybe even field goal range here to try to give themselves a shot at some points. At 5.5 to go until the break. Important drive here for Northern Colorado. They're going to do some trickery. Reverse. Devin Gitchaway had to get away from one, barely does, and now he's along the sideline. ACU was there for that. And that's a loss on the play, and Gitchaway knocked out near the 45.
Good job of staying at home on the backside on the reverse. The blocking was set up, but ACU able to get there. Cohealy misses the tackle. Boy, that's close to a late hit.
Wow.
And it was. I think the flag flew.
There it is.
Yep.
Darius Moore called for that late hit.
Well, and that's unfortunate. That's one they'll have conversation about in film session. Can't fault the hustle, but unfortunately, what would have been a 3rd down and about 14 gives the Bears a new set of downs. 1st down and 10.
At the 31. Yeah, right along there. That's a good call. Out of bounds. And then Moore with the hit. On 1st down, another trickery type of play as they shovel it to Robinson, but he goes nowhere. ACU, Cohealy's been everywhere on this drive.
Called his name a lot on this drive. Gets staying at home, a little misdirection.
Wow.
Yeah, nowhere to go.
Goes right around Alec Pell, the tight end, who was trying to block him.
I know Cohealy's a linebacker, but Zach has been really impressed with this defensive front. We knew that was the spot where we would call a lot of new names for this Wildcat team. 4 of the 6 listed in the 2 deep are new to the roster, but well, they have held their own, playing really great up front, allowing the linebackers to make some plays.
Sermon going to try to dump this one off. Afari needs some blocking, has some room down inside the 30. Moffitt grabs him there. Takes it to the 29. 3rd and 8 coming up.
And I'll tell you, the play call looks great. Look at all the yellow helmets out here with white helmets. I mean, you're talking 4, 5, 6 yellow helmets, maybe 2 white helmets. But the 2 white helmets are able to make plays against the 6 yellow helmets. That's a play, great play design, the execution to get the pass out in the flat, but then to get that up the field and try to get extra yardage. Just no extra yardage there for the Bears on that play.
Moffitt and Will Hoyt combined for the stop. 3rd down, Sermon, blitz coming, off to the outside, caught, and then the tackle made by Jolly as well. Got it to Stewart out of the backfield. The play had to be made, and Jolly was there for ACU.
Again, that's a one-on-one play just out in the flat. If Jolly doesn't make that tackle, that's probably a 1st down. Really impressed with the tackling tonight, Zach. I don't know of many, if any, missed tackles that we've seen tonight. First contact has usually been the tackle here tonight for the Wildcats.
Hunter Green, the kicker, is 1 for 4 in his young career, redshirt freshman. They are going to go for it on what would be about a 45-yard field goal. Instead, on 4th and 6, the offense on the field with 2:50 until halftime.
Empty backfield again here, 5 receiver set.
Sermon, 3 on the rush to the outside, caught. 1st down, Ty Arrington. In that zone coverage, found a little space, and they roll the dice on 4th down and get a big first.
That's a heck of a throw and a nice catch. That's a long throw, right hash all the way to near sideline. Really the safety valve on the near side, but able to make the catch, get up the field, keep the drive alive. Nice catch there on that play. Arrington's been, I feel like we've called Arrington's name a lot tonight.
All of a sudden, in the red zone, for the first time, Northern Colorado, 13th play of this drive coming up. Sermon to throw, 4-man rush. He's got some space, and he will slide down wisely in front of Moffitt. Got to be careful as the quarterback, and it looks like about no gain, maybe even a loss of 1.
When Coach Lamb talked about Sermon, said, hey, if I have a quarterback, Sermon is the guy that has every check mark that I want as a starting quarterback. You've seen it, good decision making. They've kept the playbook pretty tame tonight, 9 of 15, just 38 yards passing. It's been pretty tame, but no mistakes as well for Sermon. And twice on this drive, he's known when to tuck it and scramble and run, and he does it there on 1st down.
2nd and 11, they'll hand it, no, off the fake, out into the flat. Pell, the tight end, he's popped after getting back to the original line of scrimmage. They call Isaiah Kelly's position the spur. That's what they label that. It's kind of a hybrid linebacker, safety, corner. You can just kind of move him around. They really like what Kelly brings, the senior transfer from SMU a couple of years ago. 25 in purple. It's 3rd and 10. Northern Colorado can get a 1st down at the 4-yard line. 4-man rush, Sermon over the middle. Tight window, incomplete. Trying to get it to Robinson. Jolly in coverage, 4th down.
Boy, the Wildcats played the numbers game there. Darius Moore, a free look. Watch this pop right here on Sermon. Moore, open shot, hard to see on that replay, but had to get rid of it in a hurry because pressure was coming. And Sermon's feeling that one as he makes his way to the far sideline. Force a field goal attempt here in the last 30 seconds of the half.
28 seconds until the break. It's a 31-yard field goal try, but a timeout first before the field goal. We'll take a break. And a 31-yard field goal try coming up for Northern Colorado. It's a 31-yard field goal for Hunter Green after a really long 15-play drive for Northern Colorado, and the kick is good. And the first points of the season for the Bears, 15 plays, 61 yards, and a 7-minute, 40-second drive for Northern Colorado. A lot of promise right there, Andy.
No doubt, Zach. Something to really build on what had been a purple and white first half, to be honest. And we had talked about when that drive started, hey, let's try to get one first down, two, just to keep the defense off the field. Before you know it, Hunter Green with the field goal. Nice little reaction there. First 3 points of the year. Great drive for Northern Colorado. You talk about things to build on. That's a drive to build on right there. You get points on the board, effective on the offense. You get your defense a rest. You're about to get to halftime. That's a great way to end the first half there for the Bears.
It's a team that went 3-8 last year, 2-6 in the Big Sky. They have not won more than 6 games since 2016. And Ed Lamb told us, said, I'm excited because it's a rebuild.
Yeah,
it really attracted him to the job.
Yeah, he loves a challenge. He's done it before. Southern Utah, he was part of the BYU program that, of course, is traditionally good. But at Southern Utah, he talked about taking a winless program and building something there at Southern Utah. And he's looking forward to doing something really special in Greeley with this Bear program.
Didn't have the FBS offers he was wanting to be the head coach, but this job came open. He got really excited really fast last December when this came available. Takes over for Ed McCaffrey, and in year number 1, he's got a tough schedule here in 2023. We'll talk about that coming up as well, as we've got 24 seconds until halftime as that goes out the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Maverick McIver, 24 seconds, and the ball at the 25. I'm always curious what they do in these situations. You just take an ego to break and maybe try one throw. I don't know.
You're not going to put anything on film this early in the year. You know that. Come on.
That's right.
I'm calling. I'll put $1 down on a little handoff to Dobbins here. Might not even get that. Looks like Maverick might just take the old right knee.
The 25-yard line. And Jed Castle's the tight end in motion, and ACU will hand it off. It is Dobbins. Why not see if you can break one? Because they've run it pretty well so far in this first half. Takes it over the left side. That's over 130 rushing yards for ACU in half number 1, and the clock will run out on this impressive first half for Abilene Christian. They lead at 21-3 over Northern Colorado, and the halftime show on ESPN coming up after this. It is halftime in Abilene, Texas, and ACU leading Northern Colorado 21-3 at the intermission. Here in this week 1 matchup, as we say welcome upstairs, everybody. Zach Carlisle with Andy Penny, and a really fun first half. One, it's just good to have football back, but I tell you what, Abilene Christian, maybe not quite mid-season form, but boy, they're off to a pretty good start in 2023.
Well, the anticipation that was here all summer long played out on the field in the first 30 minutes. 3 of the first 4 drives were touchdowns. You're talking 244 yards of total offense. Both rush and pass are over the 100-yard number, so good balance. Maverick McIver, 10 of 15. 8 different receivers with receptions. Yeah, I would say a check mark in the first half for a great execution. Defense playing just as well. Northern Colorado gets 3 points there at the end of the half, but defense playing just as good.
First couple of drives, it was all ACU. That opening touchdown right here to Rovon Banks. I mean, whether it was on the ground or whether it was throwing it, ACU looked good in all facets offensively.
And get one, as you said, to Banks. Here you say Xavier Wishart get the rushing touchdown. That was a lengthy drive that ended in the ground, and boy, what a run right here. Again, the third touchdown. Sunday on a Thursday, rumbling here for a first down, and then reward the fellow as he gets in on the next play for a touchdown.
I mean, just Abilene Christian establishing it. The offensive line, you've mentioned it a couple of times. They're all back this year, and they've looked really, really good as Abilene Christian leads it 21-3 over Northern Colorado. We've got more halftime from Abilene TX coming up.
The best tailgates start with the best beef. And the best beef starts with United Supermarkets. United Supermarkets, where we do beef the best.
I always dreamed of doing something that would make a difference, and so getting as much knowledge as possible was important to me. I love the fact that you can dream a new reality and then see it come true with hard work. Today, I know I'm making a difference, and a big part of seeing my dream come true was when I got my master's at ACU.
Get your undergraduate or graduate degree online at Abilene Christian.
For years, I trained to be the best linebacker on the field. That drive made me a top performer at the NFL Combine, and I played 5 seasons in the NFL. Now I'm working toward another dream, building my own business, training athletes to help improve their performance. I want to be the best businessman I can, so I'm getting my MBA at ACU.
Get your degree online at acu.edu.
Can you hold this with your other hand?
Second half coming up, ACU 21 and Northern Colorado 3. Before we get going, we will send it down to the third member of our team, Daisy Strine. Well, we were going to send it down to the third member of our team, Daisy Stride. We'll check in with her in just a little bit. They're going to do the light show first, so hard to see her down there when we do that. That's okay. But we got the second half coming up. And there's the first half stats. Before we get going here, it's ACU 21. I mean, the total yardage, all of it, time of possession. Abilene Christian has really done a lot right in half number one.
And again, good balance there. You're over a century mark in both rushing and passing. We talked about how many guys have carried the football, how many guys have already had receptions, 244 yards, 76 for Northern Colorado, but the majority of that on that last drive, which was a very impressive 7.5-minute drive, ended with the field goal, something to build on here for the Bears. They'll start on defense here in the second half.
Yep, Abilene Christian won the opening coin toss and deferred, so they will get the ball to start the second. Northern Colorado going to try to stay in this thing, and they're going to look for a stop early. But ACU will get it to start the second half. Zach Carlisle, Andy Penny, Daisy Strine, and the gang, glad you're with us. And away we go with this third quarter. And it is a touchback. And ACU from the 25-yard line. We wanted to talk to Daisy earlier. Let's do it now. Hi, Daisy.
Thanks, Zach and Andy. In conference news, the remaining football members of the Atlantic Sun and Western Athletic Conference have agreed to collide together to form the United Atlantic Conference. This conference is made up of 9 teams who are hoping to enter the world of collegiate football on a higher note and gain more exposure than ever before. Abilene Christian is part of this new conference and has kicked off their season that way tonight. Guys, back to you.
Daisy, thank you. Yeah, so you pull some teams from the ASUN, some teams from the WAC, because neither of them had enough to be an automatic qualifier. The new United Athletic Conference. And here we go. ACU starts from the 25, and Jeremiah Dobbins starts the way he started the ball game with a big run over the right side, a first down pickup of 12.
Dobbins had 55 yards in that first half, 7 carries. Starts out the second half to move the sticks again, 12 yards there. ACU's drives in the first half, there are 3 touchdown drives, 9 plays, 14 plays, 6 plays, but 87 yards on 2 of those drives. 2 started at the 13 all the way to the end zone. Impressive, efficient, all the way around in that first half.
Maverick McIver will hand it Dobbins, carry number 2 of the drive. And a nice gain over the left side. Pickup of 4. And Jordan Kanapke, who's had a pretty quiet game in the linebacker spot. Expect to hear big things from him this year for the Bears.
He's their top returning tackler, 90 tackles a year ago. Playing there in the middle linebacker spot.
2nd and 5. Off the fake, McIver, time to throw it. He wants to go deep. Coming back to it, adjusting is Williams. Does he hang on? No, incomplete. They try to get it. It looked like it might have been a little underthrown. Williams couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up.
Well, he'd love to have that one back. I think it was underthrown, a little pressure in McIver's face as he throws it off the back foot, but recognition back there in the secondary. Saw that it was underthrown, Williams did. He just couldn't haul it in with the hands. He'd love to have that one back, but can't do it tonight. 3rd down and 5.
Dustin Johnson in coverage. Yeah, tried to throw it. Williams had a chance. Timeout on the field. 3rd down, Abilene Christian on the opening drive of the 3rd. Expected to be a beautiful night here in the big country. Expected to be a beautiful night here in the big country.
ACUTV is really special because you have an opportunity to dive in and to get started day one.
You could start out on camera or you could start out in the studio, but if you want to direct or if you want to TD or if you want to operate cameras or do replays, you have the opportunity to do all of that and learn.
If you have any love or any interest in TV or just really want to find a community of people who want to work hard and follow their passions, that's what ACUTV is.
Meet Anthony Egbo, star student athlete and proud ACU Wildcat.
Hey Wildcat students and fans, it's Anthony Egbo. I'm excited to tell you guys about a fantastic opportunity with First Financial Bank. Did you know that First Financial Bank is giving away $1,000 towards fall and spring tuition? Yeah, you heard it right.
Okay, under review to see, did Tylen Williams actually catch this thing? Right away we thought no. What do you think? That's hard to tell.
That angle's tough to tell, but the way the officials are moving the football, they're saying that ball never hit the ground.
It's a catch. It is a catch, and that is a 38-yard completion. Do you see it? Okay,
off the old derriere.
Look at this.
He turns around, it's laying right in the belly button.
Oh, my goodness.
What'd I say? He'd like to have that one over? He got it over. What a catch.
So, I mean, I go back to Monday Night Football years ago, the Packers and the Vikings. He did
Antonio Freeman, same thing.
That's exactly what happened right there. That's insane. Tylen Williams did catch it.
It was a great look by our ACU TV crew there, staying with that one. Great look, great concentration all the way around, great catch.
Oh my gosh. So they reviewed it, and now a timeout, it appears. Okay, so
I think there might be a, well, I'm not sure.
Jermaine Kearse at the Super Bowl, Julian Edelman in the Super Bowl, Antonio Freeman on Monday Night Football, Tylen Williams on Thursday Night Football for UAC on ESPN. That was, I just assumed he didn't catch that ball.
Well, there wasn't much reaction. Williams didn't have much reaction like he caught it. I think he thought he dropped it. But somebody on the sideline saw something they liked, and again, you'll see it here. It's off a leg. It's off the backside, rolls right into.
I think Williams thought it hit the ground.
Yeah, you can see how he pounds the football on the turf. He gives it to the ref. He was walking back down the field. He never assumed that. Somebody on the sideline.
That's a catch.
Paying good attention. How about that?
That's insane. It's a 38-yard completion. It never hit the turf. Bobble, off the toes, still alive, and then it just comes right onto his gut. Wow. ACU out of the timeout, and we have a whistle. It appears, and nothing there. So, back to action, second down coming up for Abilene Christian. They're in the red zone, and then the loss of one. And it's Sunday with no gain there, but actually loses a yard and makes it second down and 11. What a way to start the second half. This is crazy. And now back to Sunday. Had a nice big run in the first half and a touchdown, and is able to wiggle his way for a couple. Third down on the way at the 18 as ACU's in the red zone.
And Zach, one thing we didn't even talk about on the crazy catch by Williams was really that was the first time that MacGyver had stretched the field.
Right.
Deep route down the field, post pattern down the field. A lot of things had been short flat, short curls, 10 yards or less. First time that Mavericks had a chance to really stretch the field there. Good pass and catch.
Yeah. Bobble and catch even when you don't think it is one. 3rd and 8. And flags down.
Number 70 off it. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
False start. Abilene Christian.
Well, if there's been a downside tonight, that's been it. It's been the yellow flag. Some of that you can anticipate in game number 1 as you're working on rhythm and timing, but 7 penalties now for the Wildcats for 55 yards. Majority of them on the offensive side.
So with the big play, this will be the 6th play of the drive. Abilene Christian needs the 10-yard line for a first. On 3rd down, 3-man rush. McIver's got time, looking up top to the corner of the end zone and incomplete for Williams. Little bit deep with Johnson in coverage. And we may get our first look at a field goal try for ACU.
That's a compliment to the Bears there. They play coverage, they drop deep. 3-man rush, Maverick a 50-50 ball in the backside of the end zone. Good coverage there on the backside by Dustin Johnson. And yeah, forces the first field goal attempt of the year.
So Abilene Christian kicking 8 for 21 a season ago. They really struggled with field goals. They bring in the Houston transfer Kyle Ramsey, first-year Wildcat, and he will have his first attempt at a field goal this season. It's from 40 yards. The right hash, and the kick is good. So ACU gets points on their opening drive of the 3rd. 6 plays, 52 yards. And the first field goal of the year, 24-3. Abilene Christian takes the opening drive of the 3rd quarter down the field and kicks a field goal with Kyle Ramsey to make it 24-3. And so we'll see Northern Colorado for the first time after a crazy opening drive. That Williams catch and the field goal, and Ramsey will send it deep. And a touchback as per usual these days, out to the 25. And here comes Northern Colorado for the first time in the third, and Jacob Sermon. They want to build off of that last drive of the half.
Sure, a little bit of life there at the end of the first half, 7.5-minute drive that ends with a field goal. But I love the play selection on that drive. A lot of misdirection, a lot of run pass ratio was really good in that drive, and allowed Sermon to do some things. He's 10 of 17 through the air, just 39 yards. That tells you the pass selection that they've had tonight. 10 completions, just 39 yards of passing tonight. But the play selection much better. He looked really poised back there behind the center in that last drive.
So drive starts at the 25. And a quick screen to the outside. It's blown up immediately. They get it to Haggerty, and we've seen a lot of Dorian Plumlee out of the secondary for Abilene Christian.
Really impressed by the speed of the Wildcats on the outside. Again, just a play of a numbers game on the outside, and ACU has not allowed any of those short pass routes to turn into 5-10 yards. Making the first tackle. I don't know, have we seen a missed tackle tonight?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it very often. Plumlee, the transfer a couple of years ago out of Oklahoma, didn't play as a walk-on for the Sooners. Under pressure, and down goes Sermon as ACU gets home for the sack. It is Coyote Oladale, the senior out of Miami, and the UConn transfer gets the sack.
Well, and Coach Nick Holt, this defensive line, again, we've talked about it, new names. I hate to call it inexperience because they have been really good. KO, as they like to call him, with the sack. This is a young group, but an interesting dynamic. Don't have a lot of experience, but, man, they are flying to the football and establishing the line of scrimmage defensively.
3rd and 10 for Sermon. 3 on the rush. Check it down underneath the catch and the immediate tackle, as it was complete to Alec Pell, the redshirt junior tight end. And the quick stop, and it's punt time for UNC to start the third. ACU gets the defensive stop, 3 and out. So Hunter Green will come on to punt it for the Bears, who started the game with back-to-back 3 and outs. Tried to move it a little bit, that promising drive at the end of the half.
Yeah, 6 drives now tonight. 4 of the 6 have been 3 plays and out.
And Green will send it away. Dax Neese at the 28. 44-yard punt, and about 5 or so on the return. Abilene Christian's got it up 21 at home.
Light bringers and courageous leaders who inspire us, game changers and risk takers who never play small, creative thinkers and God seekers who uplift us. You see, the future is ours to create. We hold it in our hearts. We mold it with our hands. We light the fire within.
Expected to be a beautiful night here in the Big Country. Abilene Christian, drive number 2 of the third quarter. Up 24-3. And McIver's going to go to the air, and Tristan go lightly onto screen. Out across the 35. And Andy, we talked a little bit about it. Kobe Clark is one of the all-time leaders at ACU. He's not here anymore. Off to graduation. Go lightly, kind of taking over. Big number 5. He's the number 1 guy this year.
Yeah, the all-time leading receiver in Kobe Clark, who is now gone, but leading receiver who's back from last year is Golightly. He's got a chance to be special. He made a lot of plays last year. He's had a great spring, a great summer. He's hit the ground running. And this is a deep receiving core as we've seen, but Golightly will be the number 1 here for a while.
Number 1 is Dobbins, Jeremiah Dobbins. Nice run. Out across the 45. Pick up of 11 and a first down. For big number 21, Dobbins was the guy last year for a while, and then his playing time kind of dropped off towards the end of the season, but he's back, and they thought he had a tremendous camp to get ready for the season.
Boy, and you just love having the leadership back there, a guy who understands the Division I level here at ACU. He's been through the coaching change, and, man, he's been such a good one back there. 319 yards now for ACU, 165 on the ground, 154 through the air. Good balance.
Off the fake now, McIver with time. Time runs out. He'll take off, and down he goes into the arms of big Joe Brown right around the line of scrimmage. McIver not going to go down as a sack. It's going to go for almost a gain of 1, but McIver not much there.
Boy, good pressure up front. Nick Morris with good pressure. Joe Brown finishes it off. And this is where ACU drives have stalled. 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 9.
Joe Brown, a redshirt sophomore out of Flint, Michigan, his 3rd year at UNC. Played in 8 games last year with 26 tackles. 2nd down. McIver to throw again. Gonna go up top again, looking for Blaine Taylor, black shoulder, what a catch! Adjusting. Tremendous effort. And he has got it for 31.
Boy, something special on the outside. 6'5", 205. We talked about the length of these guys. One-on-one coverage on the deep ball. Turns into a back shoulder throw. Taylor saw it. Defender never did. Long pass and catch.
McIver dumps it underneath on the move to Cooper McCaslin. And boy, we've seen Williams make a great catch, and now Blaine Taylor, the 6'5" junior. Transfer a year ago from Cisco College. ACU's got some big bodies on the outside to go to with Taylor and Golightly.
That's a national championship team there at Cisco that Taylor was on, the junior college level.
2nd down and 7. Hand it off straight up the middle, walking it home for the touchdown, untouched. Xavier Wishart, his 2nd touchdown tonight.
Well, Wishart will get the credit, but look at this hole, untouched. Wow, what blocking up front, right side of the offensive line. Jeremiah, Thielen, Castle's the tight end, sealing the edge. Huge hole, easy run. Xavier Wishart in the end zone for the 2nd time.
Celebrate with those big uglies up front. That was tremendous. Untouched for the touchdown for Wishart. And so the extra point coming. And it has been all Abilene Christian tonight. A 6-play, 71-yard drive, and Wishart caps it off with an 18-yard touchdown, his 2nd TD. Abilene Christian up 28 here at home.
Just imposing their will again up front. Look at the right side. Castles with the kick-out block. Man, Thielen and Jeremiah on that right side. Wishart makes it look easy. He gets the credit. He'll get his name in the paper. That's been that way forever. Those guys up front, sometimes they don't get the credit. Well, hey, Wishart will get the credit. He did the job too. Let's not fault him. And look at him. He's going ahead on kickoff team after scoring a touchdown. But 2nd time in the end zone tonight. And boy, a lot of upside. Looks really good.
ACU up over 370 total yards of offense. Northern Colorado only 81 yards to their name tonight. A total domination here for these Wildcats, as Kyle Ramsey will kick it off once again. All ACU so far, as we're in the back half of the third quarter. Shorter kick from Ramsey here, returnable. And with a little bit of space is Haggerty. But chopped down there by Jolly. Right at the 20. Drive starts for Northern Colorado. So I think you throw the scoreboard out, right, if you're the Bears, and this is just trying to get better and trying to move the ball offensively. Nothing on that last drive for UNC.
Well, one of our keys tonight was just scratch and claw. It was going to be an uphill battle. When you talk about a new staff and new strategies, new offensive game plan against a pretty talented bunch here in ACU, we knew there'd be some adversity tonight. You'd have to make adjustments on the fly. There's still a quarter and a half to do that and a long season ahead. So don't think Coach Lamb and company are just going to fold the tents and go home. They're going to play hard and continue to work on things to continue to get better.
Darius Stewart up the middle for about 11. A nice pickup on first down. Northern Colorado with some tempo. Stewart still the pack. He'll get it for a second time. Nice carry again. Good blocking up front to spring him to the outside. 11 yards and 7 on back-to-back carries.
And even here, just tempo, something new. Hey, let's try tempo. Okay, we're down 31-3. Let's try some tempo. Let's just try something new. 2 plays in, so far so good.
ACU brings an extra man, and now down the sideline and into traffic, trying to get it to Robinson. Anthony Egbo Jr. has been around forever in coverage for ECU. This is a tough throw.
Tough throw, narrow window, a little bit of contact on the side, but Egbo is able to get his head around and locate the football. Yeah, Egbo's a fan favorite around here.
One of the 4 captains, a senior out of Richmond, Texas. If you put all the years together with the COVID and an extra red shirt and all that, this is his 6th year with Abilene Christian.
Team chaplain.
3 blocked kicks a year ago as well for Egbo. Third down for UNC. ACU's bringing a house. Throwing it to the outside. Nothing there for Haggerty. He's looking around for a flag. Jolly in coverage. No marker comes, and a punt coming for Northern Colorado.
A little bit of contact on the outside, but I don't think a catchable pass. But ACU brings the house there. Defensive coordinator Skylar Cassidy brings house. 3rd and 3, anticipating a short pass. So you attack the line of scrimmage, you bring pressure, you force the quick throw, and execution just not there, and it turns into another punt here for the Bears.
Hunter Green, he does all of the kicking duties. Ed Lamb telling us, I don't normally want one guy doing it all, but he just won all of the battles, and so I had to give him that responsibility, and that's a fair catch for Dax Neese at the 19-yard line and a 43-yard punt. So ACU back to work on offense. Real quick to kind of talk a little bit more about that Wildcat defense. What has impressed you the most on that side of the ball? Because they've really dominated tonight as well.
To me, it's been full throttle, running to the football. I think the game plan has been well executed. I think from a defensive strategy standpoint, the pressures come at the right time. The plays on the outside, and I don't think, to my knowledge, there's been a missed tackle tonight. I think the first contact on an offensive player for Northern Colorado, a tackle's been made. Very impressive to get off the field.
And it puts this Wildcat offense back to work with 372 yards of offense to their name. Going to add to that here, spinning is Javion Sunday. This running back group is fun. There are a lot of names to choose from. They've got the experience at the top with Dobbins and Banks, and then there are a ton of names to choose from back there for ECU.
Yeah, Javion Sunday, Parker Polk, Xavier Wishart, who's already been in the end zone twice. And you got to love it, especially on Of course, the temperature will drop as the year continues, but on warm nights like tonight, it's just next man up, and they've all been impressive.
McIver off the fake going up top. That looks like miscommunication. Go lightly stopped, and that's thrown way too deep. Incomplete, third down coming up.
Yeah, Go lightly broke off the route there. Saw over the top coverage, so he broke it off a curl route at about 15, 20 yards, but McIver went ahead and threw it deep. Fortunately, it sailed and nobody was home.
So 3rd and 5. McIver three-man rush, looks to the outside. He's got Rovon Banks, and there's a little bit of blocking in front of him, and he's able to take it for the first down. Good block there from, it looked like the tight end Cole Cooper to spring him.
That's just a check down out in the flat. Good block on the outside. Move the sticks, keep the drive alive. Again, that's just execution. Okay, nothing's open down the field. Okay, we have to throw it down the sticks. Let's throw it to our check down. We get one block, we get the edge, we get a first down that way as well.
ACU back to work after the 9-yard pickup on 3rd down. In motion, the tight end Chittibum Lebechi, and here is a handoff. And it is Sunday, who has been impossible to tackle tonight. He's going to get about a dozen or so yards as he takes it across the 45.
All right, Zach, I want to put you on the spot here. Here we are, August 31st. We're playing our home opener. So let's ask the trivia. What's the latest date ACU has played their home opener? Here we are in August.
Okay.
What's the latest date?
So they get week 1.
Yeah, so we'll come back around to it, but just think about it for a second.
I like that. Okay.
What's the latest date ACU played a home opener?
That's interesting. So you're thinking week 1 these last couple of years. Let's think on that. We'll be back as McIver off the fake to the middle is open and completing it inside the 35. It's Taylor again at the big acrobatic catch earlier, and he's able to take it for 21.
Play action, good pocket, square in at 15, catch, move the sticks.
Now it's Wishart again, who's had himself a night, a couple of touchdowns. He takes it to the 26. It's just been good chunks in the ground game on first down all night. ACU, a big part of that. It feels like they're staying ahead of the sticks a little bit, whereas Northern Colorado's played from behind longer distances most of the night.
Running the football, there's 6 more on first. And, you know, now you're at 2nd and 4. That opens up so many plays in the playbook because if they're ineffective on 2nd and 4, you're still at 3rd and manageable. But when you can run the football well on first down, you set up a whole bunch of opportunity.
2nd and 4, it's a handoff to Sunday coming left. Nice blocking to spring him to the outside. And then Taiwan Harris on the stop along the boundary. And as he's close to the marker but not at it, it'll be 3rd and short, 3rd and a yard coming up. ACU goes quickly. They'll get it to Sunday. He needs the 22. Looks like he's right about at it. It is enough. First down, Abilene Christian.
You win a lot of football games just running the football like that. 6 here, 3 here, 1 here, move the sticks, keep moving down the field.
Boy, that offensive line, Moore, Hatton, Yanta, Thielen, and Jirmai have combined to play a ton of football games. Gelling together in year number 2 as that group up front. Ed Lamb said it's going to be one of the best offensive lines in FCS. Off the fake, it is McIver to the middle, and it's incomplete. Looking for goal lightly, a little behind him, but he couldn't hang on near the goal line.
Boy, Tristan would love to have that one. As they cleared the center of the field with a seam route right up the hash, he ran the square in between the defenders. He'd have walked in the end zone. I think he started to turn and look at the purple turf before he pulled in the brown pigskin. He knows it. He clapped the hands together.
When you're up 31-3, you're still looking for things to clean up. So they'll show the tape, you know, all of that. As on 2nd down goes back to Wishart, and he rumbles to the 15. If you throw the incomplete pass, you can come back and run it for 8. You're still in a great spot.
Isn't that funny how coaches always find those things?
That's right.
You know, we might not watch the razzle-dazzle catch or the 4 touchdowns that have been scored. We're gonna look at this play. We're gonna look at this play. We're going to look at this play. Keep them humble. Keep them humble.
3rd and 3 in the red zone for Abilene Christian. And they're going to straight hand it off. It's Wishart, and he's right at the line of scrimmage. Tackled by the ankles. It's a good tackle.
Yeah, Coach Hadley brings pressure there on 3rd and short, anticipating run or at least want to force Maverick to throw something quick, and he gets right. More yellow helmets than white helmets. Make the play. It's 4th down. Wildcat offense going to stay on the field here.
It's a good tackle by Jacob Stanton, the linebacker, the redshirt senior out of Thornton, Colorado. You said it, 4th and 3 instead of a relatively chip shot field goal, keeping the offense out there. McIver's going to throw. It's low, and it's incomplete, looking for Noah Caldwell, and that'll be a turnover on downs. Oh, he just skipped it in.
Yeah, he just skipped that one in. Caldwell ran a quick curl route right past the sticks, and McIver just didn't put enough on that one. It skips in. Turnover on downs. And there's a little plus for the Bears. In but don't break, a red zone opportunity for ACU that falls short. And there will be another thing. Keith Patterson loves those little stats behind the stats, red zone efficiency. And there's one for the first time tonight. ACU gets down inside the 20, but no points to show for it.
A 12-play, 65-yard drive that ends with the turnover on downs, and Northern Colorado takes over at the 15, and they'll start on the ground and immediately met in the backfield by Kirby Kohili was the running back David Afari as we tick under 20 seconds to go in the 3rd. See if Northern Colorado wants to run another play, and it does not appear so. Well, they break the huddle. Can they get one off in time? 3 seconds. Nope, they're not going to run it. That takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter. It is Abilene Christian 31, Northern Colorado 3. And UAC football on ESPN continues after these messages. Start of the 4th quarter. Look at that shot. Full moon here in Abilene, Texas, and we start the 4th with a handoff up the middle for a gain of a couple. Zach Carlisle with Andy Penny. Glad you're with us for UAC football on ESPN, and we send it down to the 3rd member of our team, Daisy Stride.
Thank you, Zach. A live step update for you from the sidelines. ACU quarterback Maverick McIver has thrown for an outstanding 219 yards with a 64% completion rate. Abilene running back Jeremiah Dobbins is leading in rushing yards with a total gain of 83 yards tonight. For Northern Colorado, quarterback Jacob Sermon has thrown for 46 yards, while sophomore running back Darius Stort has ran for a gain of 30 total yards tonight. Abilene Christian continues to lead 31-6 at the start of the 4th.
For that update, and yeah, it's really been very lopsided. ACU has been in control, and Northern Colorado just trying to find some rhythm, maybe some up-tempo. You've seen them switch to that here the last couple of drives.
Yeah, a little bit more up-tempo. Haven't stretched the field, but a little bit more up-tempo here. You can see some pace. Play clock really not coming into play here in the 2nd half.
In this final quarter, here in week 1, Afari on the left side. Needed the 39 right at it. He's got the 1st with Jolly Kohili there to make the tackle, and Jolly still on the ground for ACU. Nice carry for Afari here. Patrick Jolly still on the turf for Abilene Christian as they tend to one of their starting cornerbacks. And we'll take a timeout on the field. Injury timeout in Abilene early in the 4th.
Star student athlete and proud ACU Wildcat.
Hey, Wildcat students and fans.
Meet Anthony Egbo, star student athlete and proud ACU Wildcat.
Hey, Wildcat students and fans, it's Anthony Egbo. I'm excited to tell you guys about a fantastic opportunity with First Financial Bank. Did you know that First Financial Bank is giving away $1,000 towards fall and spring tuition? Yeah, you heard it right.
Whether you're a student or a proud parent, any use of the First Financial Bank Visa debit card enters you to win big and make those college dreams a reality.
Head on over to First Financial Bank today, and who knows, you just might be the lucky winner.
No purchase necessary. For official rules and information, including other ways to enter, visit ffin.com/tuition-sweepstakes. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
ACUTV is really special because you have an opportunity to dive in and to get started day one.
You could start out on camera or you could start out in the studio, but if you want to direct or if you want to TD or if you want to operate cameras or do replays, you have the opportunity to do all of that and learn.
If you have any love or any interest in TV or just really want to find a community of people who want to work hard and follow their passions, that's what ACUTV is.
Back at Wildcat Stadium, it's Abilene Christian all over Northern Colorado, 31-3 in the early fourth. It looked like Patrick Jolly was able to come off the field okay after the first down run for Northern Colorado. And Sermon's going to go to the air, and now he's going to go down. It's a sack into the arms of Sincere Massey and Jerry Lawson as well.
All right, Zach, we talked about it a minute ago. The latest date Abilene Christian played their home opener. Here we are in August. What's the latest date?
I'm wondering if it's like something weird like Halloween or something. I don't know exactly why I would think that, but
Well, we'll throw it out there.
Oh, yeah.
November 7 of 2020. You remember COVID? You ever heard of that?
Oh, my goodness. I tried to forget.
That was the one and only home game that year. Just
That's
a six-game schedule that fall. One and only home game came November 7th.
Abilene Christian chose to not play in the spring of 21. Here is a dump off, a perfectly executed play to the tight end, Alec Pell. Takes it to the 45 of Abilene Christian. They've been drawing up some good plays tonight to execute.
Well, the offensive lineman didn't move until the screen was set up. All five stayed down in their position. Did not come out of their stance until the ball was actually thrown. Good play and nice little screen pass there on the left side.
Sermon going up top, wanting the big one down the sideline, and it's incomplete, and then a flag is down. Looking for Ty Arrington, and Aaron Reynolds in coverage, and a flag's out.
Yeah, Reynolds just never saw the football, never got his head turned fully around. Pass was a little bit underthrown there to Arrington, who was working his way back to the football, and just underthrown, and flag flies, and the pass interference will give a new set of downs here, 1st and 10 down at the 30.
Drive moves a little bit. I want to go back to the trivia question, though, because I forgot about that. Abilene Christian was not supposed to play that fall. The Southland Conference had moved everything to the spring of 21, and they opted and said, no, we're going to stay and play just a schedule in the fall, and they never ended up getting a home game with games canceled until November. And spinning away, Sermon somehow got rid of that to the boundary, but boy, he was being flung around in the backfield. He's a little bit slow to get up.
I'm trying to remember that entire schedule that year in 2020. I know they were at Mercer. Was that the year they went to West Point, played Army?
That's right, Army as well, and UTEP, Virginia. Yeah. Some of those games for Abilene Christian.
So the only home game, Angelo State,
in November. How about
7th.
that?
Let's not do COVID again. How about that?
My goodness. 3 years removed. That feels like yesterday and 20 years ago at the same time. It's a handoff up the middle. Trying to break free is Afari. We talked about it at halftime a little bit off air about the pieces that Northern Colorado does have. Ed Lamb told us, he goes, I didn't give the previous staff really enough credit. I didn't know if there would be any pieces to work with here. And he said, honestly, there was a lot of talent when he walked in the door, and they're trying to figure out what to do with it here this fall.
Well, there's some intangibles that you can see. You know, one, the work ethic is certainly there. You can see it. The fundamentals are there. The attitude is there. Now it's just a matter of repetition, repetition, repetition. That'll come with time. You'll see this thing turn around in a hurry.
Afari trying to cut a couple of times. able to make something out of it to get it to the 22. And so on 3rd and 7, they get 5, which means I imagine they'll just go for this. Try to set up a couple of, when you run it on 3rd down, you're just trying to get yourself in a better situation to go for it, and they did. They got 5. So 4th and 2 coming up.
We've seen ACU bring pressure in short situations here, 3rd and 4th short situations, anticipating a quick pass. We've seen pressure. We've seen great play on the edge. Let's see what it is here, 4th down and 2.
Northern Colorado 1 for 1 on 4th down tonight. In motion, Zinacola. 4th and 2. Roll the pocket, the throw, and the completion to Haggerty. Wonderful rollout and great throw from Sermon. And the first down in the red zone.
Well, it was a combination route. You had Riles on the outside kind of running a slant pattern, kind of a pick play, as you will, in man-to-man coverage. Haggerty runs the out pattern. Great pass and catch on a 4th and 2, but a great combination route out there on the outside. Riles being a teammate there and kind of picks off the defender and allows Haggerty to make the catch.
I like the play calling from Blair Peterson to run the ball on 3rd and 7 to get you a manageable 4th down when you know you're going to go for it in that situation. Off the fake, Sermon, he's going to have some room to run, and he'll take off, and he has been really smart about sliding when he needs to. Sermon a little slow to get up right there, but a nice pickup on 1st down.
That was a unique play there. Had a short side of the field ball on the right hash, had 3 receivers on that short side of the field trying to get it out again in space. When I say space, it was really bunched up on that short side of the field. Nothing was open. Sermon quickly decides to tuck it and run. Yeah, he's a little hobbled there, but does pick up 5 yards on the play.
Got to keep him healthy as you get this
no
season
doubt.
going. You're going to need him in the Big Sky Conference. 3 receivers left and a flag. ACU might have jumped. Don't think they were induced. We'll find out. I think this is offside.
Offside. Number 6. Defense. Penalty. First down.
Jordan Butler, the nose tackle. So, yeah, 2 new starters up front on the D-line and 2 on the 2 deep in the reserve that rotate through are new. So, you got a lot of new faces there, and then 3 of your 6 linebackers are new as well for Abilene Christian. They've answered some questions already, though, here in week 1 as to what this defense is going to look like for Skylar Cassidy.
I just love the pressure. I don't remember this much pressure that we've seen over the years.
Look at this formation. Just push him forward. On 2nd and 1, did they fumble the ball? No, I don't might not have been, but they bring in Hank Gibbs, number 18, in a quarterback to try to go forward. You know, that's kind of been a topic of conversation, especially around the NFL lately, with the just pushing the quarterback on those quarterback sneaks, right? The Eagles have been doing that a lot over the last year or so, and so that'll be a topic of conversation as we go. We got 3rd down on the way. Timeout on the field. 8:45 to go tonight. All right, so after a play off, Hank Gibbs was the quarterback, but Sermon back out there under center for Northern Colorado. They hand it off left side. It's Afari. Needed the 5, got to the 4. 1st and goal coming up after that injury timeout. And so 1st and goal as Northern Colorado looks for their first touchdown of the night here as we're almost halfway through this 4th quarter, and another player down. And I'm telling you, with these legs tonight, it's hot. It is. If you don't have enough water in you, you might have some cramping going on. That's Coyote Oladele down there on the field. The 8:17 mark.
Well, just to put this in perspective, Zach, it's 9:30 Central Time. It's still 88 degrees.
Airtime, yeah, right.
Outside, on top of some humidity in the air.
Well, and just being on a turf field,
No
that
doubt.
turf soaks in the heat. I mean, it's usually about 15, 20 degrees warmer down there than it is just anywhere else. And Northern Colorado, Ed Lamb was really concerned about that. He said, look, we practiced, it was 68 or 71 degrees up here during the week. We can't replicate that. There's no way to pump in heat, when you're trying to practice. And he said, I'm for sure worried about what that's going to look like, especially late in the ball game. First and goal here for UNC as they look for their first touchdown. Off the fake, and now Sermon's going to throw it, and it is caught. For the touchdown, Alec Pell, the tight end, as UNC has their first TD of the season.
Well, it's great play call, great execution, a little run-pass option, play action. I thought right there Sermon was going to take it himself, but a little lob pass there and a great catch by Pell. And boy, heck of a drive, good fight here for the Bears, and they're in the end zone for the first time this year.
I thought they might go for two. Offense still out there. Instead of the PAT, work on your two-point conversion when you got under 8 minutes to go. So 2-point play here for the Bears. And it is Sermon going to roll. He's going to throw, and they will get it for the 2 to Jordan Riles. And a nice drive for Northern Colorado. 15 plays, 85 yards in 7.5 minutes. Northern Colorado, first touchdown of the season as they cap off that 15-play, 85-yard drive. You want to talk about something to build on. That was really nice. Sermon and company mix of run and pass at a 7.5-minute touchdown drive to make it a 31-11 game. The score everybody saw coming, 31-11, as ACU will take back over at the 25.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback on that as you see the Bear defense coming back on the field. The 2 scoring drives tonight for Northern Colorado, 7:44, 7:33. That's half a quarter. 7:33. They've done it twice.
Right.
A 16-play drive and a 15-play drive. You want something to build on? Yeah, offensive efficiency and something totally impressive.
So this is the defense coming on to the field before the drive.
I love it. Hey, camaraderie, unity right there. Hey, let's get down in our stance on the sideline, and I love it.
I really enjoyed the conversation with Ed Lamb. I really think they're in a good spot for what the years are to come. Here is a handoff to Sunday. Coming left for Abilene Christian.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, and we talked about it, touched on it earlier, Coach Lamb knew what he was walking into.
Yeah.
But he loves a challenge. And you can go look at the resume when he took over Southern Utah. I think it was a winless program for maybe 2 years.
Correct. They really
solid
struggled.
Years. The first year was, I believe, a 4-6 campaign, 4-7 campaign. But look at what he did after that at Southern Utah. And I would only imagine that this Northern Colorado program will mirror what that did. And in this day of transfer portal, when you don't have to necessarily start from scratch and wait 3-4 years before you see a roster turnover, it could happen faster than that. So, bright future ahead in Greeley, Colorado.
Here is a toss on 3rd down, and the Bears are all over Sunday that time. In on the stop is Keenan Guthrie, the redshirt sophomore linebacker out of San Diego. Great play on the backfield. Abilene Christian's going to go 3 and out. A very positive fourth quarter here for Northern Colorado, down 20. Get it back here with under 6.5 to go.
And I believe, Zach, were those the first 3 plays of the fourth quarter that ACU had run? I think Northern Colorado had the football the entire fourth quarter.
They ate up all of that. Yeah,
they're going to get it right back. So on the time of possession, I believe that goes the way. Well, pretty even, 26 minutes to 26 minutes thus far.
And most of those are just the 2 drives for UNC. Flag down. So they'll repunt, or just punt. They didn't get to with the delay of game with 6:10 to go. And just to kind of put another thought on that, when Ed Lamb was talking to us this week, he did say, look, I was excited about the challenge. But to your point, I don't expect this to take years. I really think we can come in and win right away. And it's a tough schedule this year. We'll get to that later on before we get out of here tonight. So it's going to be tough sledding with all those road games and the Big Sky Conference. But he does think they can come in and turn this thing around and win some games right away. Northern Colorado looking for that one big season. Trying to win those ball games, and that is a punt with not much on the return there for Blake Haggerty. After a punt of 45 yards. UNC back to work in the fourth. Back to work is Northern Colorado at the 29-yard line with 6 minutes to go tonight. Down by 20 off of a fake toss. Sermon's going to throw, and it is behind Pell, the tight end. He's popped by Elijah Moffitt. Incomplete, trying to go down the sideline.
Took a kidney shot there. That pass was thrown behind him. He turned his body, took a kidney shot, took a helmet in the back plate. That one will hurt tomorrow.
Glad you're with us tonight. It's been a fun one to open the season. Northern Colorado and Abilene Christian. Zach Carlisle with Andy Penny and Daisy Strine, our entire gang in the studio. Hutton Harris and Chris Jarrett leading the way, and the throw on the slant, it's caught on the move, is Jordan Riles. We expect him to make an impact for the Bears this season, the UNLV transfer.
Yeah, one of our impact players. Just quick slant route. Look at this, right on the money, right on the hands. Nice pass and catch.
Back to work, Sermon. Gonna throw underneath, incomplete.
And Zach, to go back to our point earlier, when you look at a guy like Jordan Riles, transfer portal, UNLV transfer, I think we've seen the same thing on the ACU side. Keith Patterson's been able to go get some FBS players who might not have been getting the playing time they wanted on the FBS level. They've made their way to ACU. I think you'll see something similar at Northern Colorado.
The catch out of the backfield is Darius Stewart, and he will take it to the 45. And so 3rd and 5 coming up after the short pitch and catch. As Northern Colorado tries to go quickly. As we approach 5 minutes to go here in this opening Thursday night of the season. 5 wide, ACU brings 5. Sermon down a sideline, one-on-one, incomplete. Thought there might have been a chance with Riles there. Egbo in coverage, and it's 4th down.
What's a good ball? Give Egbo credit. Boy, he gives up a lot of height on that one. Egbo at 5'8", Riles at 6'3", but second time we've seen Egbo last second get the head turned around, get a hand up, and deflect the football away.
So on 4th down, they're going to go for it. Will the Bears with 5 wide? Will ACU bring pressure? They've been doing that for the majority of the night. They will again. All-out blitz. Sermon gets rid of it. It is adjusting and almost caught. Incomplete. Tried to get it to Zinakula. Just a pop fly that he was able to turn back for, and it's incomplete and a turnover on down.
A combination route again. He ran it out and up this time, up the sideline. Ball underthrown. He sees it, though, before the defender does there. Plumlee lost it in the air, and Zinakula just could not bring it in. Turnover on downs, Wildcats. Chance to milk this clock with less than 5 to go now.
Might have been the final dagger tonight for Northern Colorado. Abilene Christian will have it up by 20 to take over from the 45-yard line, and Abilene Christian take over on offense. And the backup quarterback Quade Hawkins into the game, number 12 for ACU, and he's going to sling it over the middle, and it's incomplete. Looking for Markale Jones. So Abilene Christian with a 20-point advantage. What's coming up for ACU? Off they go to their Prairie View A&M on September the 9th, a week and a few days from now. And then a big one with Incarnate Word at home on the 16th, 7th ranked in the FCS poll, the reigning team that made it to the Final Four. They lost to North Dakota State in the national semifinal a year ago. So that'll be a really good one. Two longtime rivals in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks from now, make your way back to Abilene. How about the season for Incarnate Word last year?
No kidding. That'll be fun. Northern Colorado. Talk about Incarnate Word. They get them at home for the home opener next week. And then at Washington State and at Idaho State. This is a tough schedule. And then 9th-ranked Weber State after that. This is going to be a hard one.
Yeah,
this
look
year.
at all the numbers in front of those teams.
Goodness.
9th, 4th, 14th, 22nd.
Big Sky's good.
Yes, they are. So patience, Bear fans, patience.
That's the thing. It may not show up in the wins and losses column, but there's going to be a lot of improvement this year for the Bears. Hawkins a little bit tripped up from behind. As ACU's been still running with some tempo here. So we tick under 3:40 to go tonight.
Well, Zach, it looks like we can close the book on Maverick MacGyver. I don't think we'll see him again. 16 of 25 tonight, 219 yards. The touchdown pass on the opening drive. No
Efficient.
interceptions. 64% completion, maybe not the best, but under control, no mistakes. 16 to 25. Good opening night for Maverick.
On the handoff, and it goes Xavier Wishart, who's had himself quite an opening night. That tandem of backs for ACU. You got Banks with a touchdown. You got Sunday with a touchdown. You got Wishart with a couple of touchdowns. It's been a good group tonight for sure. 3rd and 1 coming up.
Wishart will be a fan favorite around here.
Right.
Plays high school football just down the road at Jim Ned High School. Same high school as Colt McCoy, just put it on a national perspective. But Wishart did something McCoy didn't do, and that was win a state championship.
3rd and a yard at the 34. They will hand it. It's Wishart, and he's right at it, and it is enough for a first. It's a gain of a couple, and a first down with 2.5 minutes to go. ACU continues to milk the clock as they try to go to 1-0 again for the 2nd consecutive season. They hadn't had a home opener in a long time, a few years at ACU until last season in week 1. Now they've done it in back-to-back. Incomplete pass looking for Dax Neese. As we take a peek behind the curtain, there are our friends in the studio.
That's our offensive lineman right there.
That's right.
You know what? We get our name on the screen. That's the guys doing all the heavy lifting right there.
We ran through the hole that Xavier ran through earlier in the first half tonight.
No doubt about it. Great
Tremendous
job.
work from the gang.
Great job back there in the studio.
Excited to work with them again. Year 6 for us as a team up here. We'll get 5 games at this stadium all season long, and another one coming in 2 weeks' time with Incarnate Word. Quick throw to the outside. That's Denver Holman with the catch. We mentioned it, 2 weeks' time. Incarnate Word and ACU. They've been rivals in Division II days, Division I days when they were in the Southland together. Now they're in different leagues, and they get together in a gridiron in 2 weeks.
Boy, that was going to be fun. Both teams on the upside. Of course, Eric Morris, who's now at University of North Texas, was somebody who started building that thing 2-3 years ago, and then boy, with what Coach Kenny has done, and yeah, you mentioned it, national semifinal a year ago. They lost to North Dakota State, had them on the ropes, I think an overtime game and a shootout there in the semifinals up in Fargo. But they're back, they're loaded. I think ACU's on the uptick too.
Wishart going to hand it off to the right side. Down to Daisy. Well, we'll check in with Daisy here in just a moment. My apologies, with 1:05 to go. And so 4th down here for Abilene Christian as we have a minute to go tonight. Here's this week around campus for Abilene Christian. Volleyball hosting a tournament this weekend, and you'll see soccer on the 1st against UTPB right here at ESPN+. Volleyball against Grambling right here on ESPN Plus and the app as well. 4th down, Quade Hawkins going to throw it. It's tipped, and it is caught. Well, there's been some crazy catches tonight. That's Taylor who's going to come away with that one. Not quite on the level of Williams. Pretty good catch in itself off the deflection. And now on 1st down, Hawkins going to keep it. Wade Hawkins inside the 5. ACU's looking for more points in the final 25 seconds.
He wanted on the stat sheet too. That puts ACU over 250 rushing now.
1-2.
And the final 15 seconds now, they're going to run off. And that will be the exclamation point on this Week 1 victory for Abilene Christian. The Wildcats looked every bit the part tonight. Keith Patterson off to a good start in year number 2. ACU winners 31-11 tonight over Northern Colorado. Pretty good showing for the Wildcats.
Boy, a lot of check marks on the right side tonight, which is good execution, good game plan. A lot of success, a lot of things positive. Of course, some things to work on in week number 1, but at the end of the night, the final check mark goes on the tally mark on the win side. That's most important, but a lot of upside coming here in year number 2 for Keith Patterson. It showed tonight.
So Abilene Christian, right, they take the first 2 drives down the field, get up 14-0. I mean, they just, from the get-go, were all over the place, and they dominated from start to finish. And I think there's a lot to like about this Abilene Christian team this year. What impressed you most tonight, Andy, with this group?
I think they were ready to play, for one, and I think the pace at which they played. I mean, it was up-tempo all night long, full throttle all night long. There was nothing lacking in confidence tonight. They were ready to roll. They played it all 60 minutes.
Our player of the game is Maverick McIver. He's down on the field with our Daisy Stride.
I'm here with ACU quarterback Maverick McIver. Maverick, how does it feel starting off your season strong with a win?
Oh, it feels so good. It feels like we haven't played football in 3 years against somebody else. We've been practicing, grinding against each other, and it feels good to come out and get a big win tonight.
Awesome. Now, what was it that really clicked for your offense tonight?
I mean, I can't appreciate the O-line up front anymore. I mean, we've killed it in the run game. We have 3 really good backs, tight ends, receivers. Everybody blocked really well. And it opens up the pass game for me and everybody else.
Awesome. And then what are you looking forward to heading into next week against Prairie View?
Yeah, building off this win, getting corrections done, knowing what we did wrong and building off that so we can get stuff done next week.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Maverick.
Cool. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
Back to you, Zach and Andy.
Daisy, thank you very much. Maverick, thank you as well. Andy, that was a lot of fun tonight, partner.
It was,
excited
man.
for a good year.
1-0 on the broadcast. We love
Should
it.
be fun. This has been a presentation of the United Athletic Conference on ESPN. Zach, Andy, Daisy, Hutton, Chris, and the gang. So long. Take care. Good night from Abilene, Texas.